and I go to the square of Duga Street, main street that goes through the Zgierz. Not exactly main street, but one of the main streets where the library also is located. You can see Biblioteca right there, and then this is the area pretty much I identify. You're gonna see around the police station. Then I do something crazy for the end, just to demonstrate you my real knowledge about this city. How far does it go? And what actually they have demanded from me, it was crazy for Americans. Americans were just completely shocked when they observed what I was supposed to do to basically save my life. Pretty insane, really. This is basically the area that I'm going to take you through. It's about 30 plus stores, and pretty much I am going to identify them all with 100%. Especially I am proud of identifying the scenarios I was brainwashed with by the Russians, supposedly. And for what I have proofs, as you are about to see. This is a police station, and right in front of the police station we're gonna start with a jewelry store. Identify as a scam, as a setup, but owners were identified. Owner, apartment above, I also know what it looks like inside, what was exactly remodeled and so on. So this is why I'm telling you that I know, and these are more valuable than identifying the stores itself to all the way to 2002, 2003, 2004, 5, 6 and so on. This here a setup for which I also have a proof. I am gonna expose this at the end of this documentary. So it's gonna be a little bit extra. Again, this is a police station. This thing was happening in front of the police station. Very, very touchy issues for me, as you're about to learn. You're gonna understand exactly why. It's got to do with the police station itself. It's got to do with people that represented themselves as police officers and stuff like this, and they were not. It was all kinds of stuff that went on. All these stores that you see right here, they all identify with 100% certainty all the way to 2000 and I don't know, 4, 5, 6, whatever I have stated. It definitely is impressive. And Apotheka pharmacy store, and this here, the hairstyle haircut salon, identified. All this stuff identified. I don't know where this map is from, but you can see this thing when whatever this was filmed. Seems like everything was remodeling. Today when you go, it looks like it's completely brand new. All this stuff also identified. Everything identified with 100% certainty. The alcohol shop, as I suggest inside of the video, identified, absolutely identified. The thing about the alcohol shop is that the employee alone inside of the alcohol shop would not tell me the truth. There was also stuff like this. They have used all kinds of stuff to disturb when I was doing the street. Basically, they even lied about the stores when the stores were open. That, by the way, was identified. That is a restaurant, old restaurant. The little entrance into that, identified. All identified. When I say identified, this is beautiful because it goes to 2003, 4, 5, 6, and so on. That's why 2002. This is what I like about identified 100%. All this stuff identified, everything identified. Meat store identified, whatever is next to it identified, everything identified here, from store to store. This I did very, very, very well, exceptionally well, and concerning what was done to me under the MK Ultra, exceptionally well, identified. Ziolarna, Zdroj, almost look like a apotheca type of shop, some kind of pharmacy shop, also identified. Everything identified. Identified as a scam, have a proof. Have a proof. Identified as a scam, Zgierz, identified as a scam. Also identified as a scam. When I say this, I have the proofs for it, and these are actually more worthy than if you identified the store to 2005, 2004. Who cares about it? When you identify the scam, when you have the proof that it was a scam, all these stores, all of them identified, some identified to 2017. There was a store between all the stores that you see here that were open in 2005 that I have pointed out the store that I couldn't remember, and it was open in 2017, and you're going to see what kind of a scam they tried to set me up with. Also identified, you old gentlemen here. All this stuff identified. This is what I am talking about. All identified. That's why I'm especially proud about this one, because you have no idea what it took me to get to identify this like this, the way I did it, with this kind of certainty, with this kind of precision. That's what I like about it. I identified as a scam, beautifully exposed as a scam. I already have mentioned that. And we're talking about 30 plus something stores, businesses, people, and so on. Money exchange, beautiful. We created the money exchange. This money exchange came to life in 2004 because of us. Of course, identified. Tesco identified as a scam. Bookstore identified. Makeup store identified. With 100% precision, when I say identified, it goes to unbelievable 2004, 2005, 2006. Bank Paribas, you're about to see next, identified with employees. And I can go further because there are employees inside of the lodge that used to work here temporarily that I can point them out. I can do that stuff as well. We can go far with this stuff. Identified as a scam, Krul is Stilko 1, another Russian setup for which I have a proofs. Identified both stores. Both identified. Flower shop and a bakery shop identified, both of them. And then there is another photo shop. By the way, all the photo shops, I have not presented that yet, in the city were identified already. Identified 100%. And on the other side, parallel street to this one, exactly where we are right now, there's an old house, which next to there was another one just like this. It was demolished, but I tell where you see this parking lot in this house what exactly was inside in 2005, 2004. The lady that comes by confirms me the information is legitimate, because there were some ladies in there, and I know exactly the business, the type of business they had inside. So I always do something crazy in the end to just smack the nail into the coffin real good, so you do understand that I know what I am talking about. This also is in the vicinity of the police station. I always do something like this, so you're not going to dare to even I should say doubt. Now, after this stuff is going to be done, I will proceed to contact US Congress, because I don't have a time for games. And so what I plan on doing, I plan on spending my life. I don't have a time for 71-year-old lunatic in the White House and his wife, which is from the same city as I am. I should say a daughter of a KGB assassin, to regulate my life any longer. They took from me 24 years, and I am decided firmly to take one back where it belongs to. Hello my friends, welcome to this documentary. I don't know, 5-6 hours is long. It took me a while to get this one done. Listen, it's like this. It's about 30 businesses plus that are identified, a lot of people, and even the merchandise that were selling over the years, the way they sold, what they were selling and stuff like this. There are some people indicating they also recognize me, presence of Americans and so on. This was filmed in Zgierz, around the police station. There is absolutely not a single mistake in this whole thing. You have heard me just correctly. 24 businesses are identified with 100% precision all the way to the year 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. However, there are like 6 shady businesses that I did not manage to get through what you are about to see. I wouldn't call this a Russian meddling. This was a very firm torture. And because I have proven beyond any doubt that torture was present, because I have pointed out whenever I have missed, whenever I missed exact date and so on, if I went all the way back or whatever I did, I provided a spear details that prove beyond any doubt my presence in Zgierz from 2002. Therefore, with additional proofs, which have to be used in this case, points that I missed, I would not call them a miss, but I would call them the most firm proofs about my presence in Zgierz. This is how basically we're going to do that. I cannot prevent people from, you know, what would I possibly prevent? I am not electroshock resistant. Stuff they were doing to me, they can do to a human being. This is just the way it is. This is why these things exist. But with my ability to prove that beyond any doubt that I know how the stores were built, that I recognize the people, the employees from other stores in Zgierz, that I even recognize the scenarios itself, which in some cases I knew Russians demanded from me and stuff like that. That is why there is no mistake. There is 30 plus stores identified with 100% precision, and the biggest plus that I take credit for are actually the stores that I deemed were to be seen as neutral. They are not neutral. This is not a neutral to have ability to expose basically torture and stuff like this. This is just a plus. And that's exactly what I claim I have done with those stores. Let's go and let's see it. American staff members gestured me that stuff, it would be either neutral if I would prove and stuff like this. Why would that be neutral? Why did you allow the Russians to torture me? Why? How could that be? How can the torture be neutral? Where can that be neutral? And if I indicate that with the proofs that I actually know about extra things, how possibly could that be neutral? That cannot be neutral. That's just the strongest proof about the torture. Because MK Ultra itself is a torture, you know? Okay, my friends, this was recorded on the May 6th. I'm gonna repeat, May 6th, 2019. Today is May 20, 2019. Should have been done already, but there was a lot of other stuff that went on. I have experienced, I don't even want to go into it, but let's say yesterday, you know, and they do that, they have done this before, they do it like this, you know, in one way they act like they want you to do this stuff because like they're here to help you. I'm talking about people inside of the center, immigration center. But on the other hand, yesterday I could not even burn movie, let's say. I burned the movie after like 3 hours, because what they do is they crash the movie. Like, you cannot burn movie, just like browsers and other programs, just crash them. And so what they do is they basically take time from you, so you cannot do your stuff, cannot even post movies online. Another situation was when I could not upload anything to the internet, not a picture, not a photo, not a video, because they screw up the tablet in a such a way that browsers would not have simply enough memory. Whichever browser you would use, there was a memory leak that would disallow you to even upload video, audio to the internet and stuff like that. And it's always done with the same thing. And at the same time is a banging, 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 like according to MK Ultra scenario, why is it that you don't upload to something? Why don't you do your stuff and upload to the internet? So they drive people nuts. Idea is to exhaust person, work person until, like yesterday was until midnight, the other day was until 1 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. And then they wake you up with radiation sometimes at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, regularly at something before 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes they don't even let you sleep and so on. And what it does, radiation inflammates your brain area, and the consequences are high blood pressure, uh, like a hypertension or like signs you start to develop. And they stay permanent. You cannot exercise, you cannot do anything, basically. God forbid you would exercise inside of the facility, because when they see it, you get extra amount of whatever they use. This is just how this is done. Not nice. And so on May 6th, when I appeared for the second time, because during the holiday, I was told the officer is not on duty, that he's got holidays, but this was right after the holidays. I wasn't too happy to hear that I'm gonna hear from the state prosecutor, like, how is it you don't want me to see my tablet actually, so I can do the factory restore and move on? You know, stuff like this. I wasn't really happy about it. And it was done by the officer on duty, that is a really nice officer. But then I understood that this was a little bit like a motivational kick in a area. So I would probably do my stuff. In a way, the gentleman is right. And in a way, it's not, because I'm sick of this stuff. Stuff you're about to hear should be probably released the last, but lazy me, you know, lazy doesn't necessarily mean stupid. I will do this first, so I'm gonna gain as much as possible credibility, because my idea, on the other hand, is to end this as fast as possible. I want a normal life. I don't want to record stuff like this around the birds inside of the forest. You can imagine that. It was already enough time lost. And so on May 6, 2019, again today is May 20, 2019. On May 6th, I step out of the police department. I was not happy, and just as the officer predicted, he also mentioned something about how things are going to develop, whatever. I started to do my business with people and businesses stationed in the same street as this police station. As exactly, as a matter of fact, right in front of the police station, I started to identify and people and businesses and so on. I was so unhappy, if you want to say, if you want to use this kind of word, okay? So now let's go and let's see what exactly have I done. My idea is to do this, close the deal, but yeah, there are 1, 2, 3 other parts which it was a big time mess. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna get to that too. I eventually gonna post that stuff too, because I want you to hear the whole story what was done. It's just, it's a lot of, this is very difficult stuff to do. And then you have to clean this audio, and then you have to go and point out the businesses, and you got to do this and you got to do that. It's a lot of stuff, and explain a lot of stuff. It's a lot of work, unnecessary time lost. I hope United Nations see this and stops this. This is undisputable facts, factual proof about MK Ultra, because there is no way you can be as gutsy like this and go do stuff about it like I did if you don't know what you are talking about. There's no way you can do something like this. Eventually be even recognized by some people that dares to say something you know. Let's go about it, and I'm also calling more people to come forward and do their stuff so we can finish this thing, because this is really, it's too much. This was at the police station again, May 6, 2019. They destroyed me those good headphones again. This is what this roommate is. New roommate. It's not new, it's old too. Hello, how are you? I try to be funny a little bit. Nice. With the police officer telling what I'm there. Oh, cool. This stuff, 2 hours long. So this is gonna be probably, I don't know, 4 hours long, and so on and so forth. See, I would rather be doing some job and making money than this. Okay, so I ask him about the investigating officer. He goes around a little bit and then comes back, tells me exactly what I already have stated. You're gonna hear from the state prosecutor. I walk out of the police station. I don't say nothing, but I'm really not happy. I should say I'm really unhappy. So unhappy that I start to do the stuff around the police station. That's like really unhappy. Procurator, you have to wait for procurator. Postępowanie means basically progress. No, I know what the procurator is. I'm just, when he says this to me, it's kind of a broiling inside of me right now. But yeah, this is, excuse me, but this is a little bit retarded. I mean, seriously, okay? You cannot even picture yourself in my booth, really. It's like working toward the progress, and it's like every inch is like, you know, in order to go, I don't know, straight to the goal, you have to go around, I don't know, you know, and you already kind of come to the goal and you have to go again around. I don't know anymore how to explain this, whatever. You know, I need a tablet and I need to do this factory restore, and I could have done already the factory restore and I have not, just to get the answer like this. Once I did the factory restore, it didn't make no difference even today. It actually works now, I can use it, but I can tell you that browser still fell down and stuff like this is still happening. That's probably done through the Wi-Fi, because I have even removed Bluetooth share option, whatever. But you know, whatever, this is, you cannot restore this tablet, it gives you error device and so on. This is just so messed up everything that is just, you know, a lot of issues like that. So, hard to explain. Okay, so no, procurator is a procurator. He knows, I know what a procurator is, but me myself, I'm like daydreaming when I hear this stuff. But okay. Sure.
A kiedy to będzie? Nie wiem, tak się dowiedziałem, że decyzja prokuratury będzie na pewności dostarczona. Aha, będzie dostarczona na emeryturę. Aha, no. Ja przepraszam pana, to ja nie mówię tak dobrze polski. No, nie wiem, no
ja.
Trzeba będzie poczekać kilka dni, być może się zaraz wyjaśni, tak? Będzie wiadomo co dalej.
Taki i chmury. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I am so unhappy that I had right across the street and I start to do my business. Actually, I'm walking back to the library, but I'm thinking about talking chmury, about the clouds and birds. At one point, I turn around and I start doing this right in front of the police station. Okay, so I had on the other side, right across the street, and this is right in front of the police station, jewelry store. And as I approached this place, they knew immediately. As I have explained, that stuff like this, it's designed to basically, whether you like it or not, you come several times to the same street where the police station is, and you already are thinking about that you're gonna go and you're gonna do this street too. Okay, and so when you do this stuff like this, they know that you're gonna go for it. So you already have a group of people right in front of the store that I'm talking to owner right now about it. They pose themselves right there, and they look not inside of the store but above the store. There is like apartment. There are some apartments about this business on the ground floor. On the first floor there are apartments. And the lie was, the Russian brainwash was, that the owners of this place live right above this apartment, in which, by the way, I was. Now this is again a problem for the Russians, because I just happen to know what was exactly changed inside. There was a wall, actually, that was even changed inside in this apartment, and so I really know what exactly I'm talking about. The lady I'm talking to, the owner, has happened to be very, very familiar person to me. The problem is, she worked in another location, in another store, and she moved to this location sometimes in 2015, but other than that, she is an old one already since 2005, 2004, and so on. So this is very difficult stuff. She's in the same business, it's the same jewelry shop, everything is the same. The only thing is, it's on the other location. I still see this as my not recognizing properly, location-wise, exactly what was there. I still feel this. I'm not happy about this. I'm not taking credit like this for the stuff like this. A lot of people would, but I don't, because it's the right thing not to. It's also more motivational not to. So you go about doing exactly the stuff that you're supposed to, which I did. In continuation, you're gonna hear. Okay. So this here got me. I wasn't happy about it. As I step out, it was like always, coughing followed up on me. Okay, let's hear this. Alright, the first thing I do, of course, I joke when I go inside. How nice, everything. Such a beautiful rings and so on, wedding rings. And say, I just have to find me a girlfriend first that will buy me a wedding ring and stuff like that. But so this is how I started the conversation that day. I like to joke, make other people laugh, so we laugh. But I'm heartbroken. Without the ring, I head out on the street and I go to the next business. And then it actually went really, really well. This is like exceptionally well identified businesses and people and so on. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna come back to this place here. I'm gonna ask the lady if she remembers me. This lady remembers me very, very well. I was not nice to her at all under MK Ultra. I was very dismissive based on her facial characteristics and stuff like this. Racist, to be honest. I'm not gonna go on reasons why. I was very explicit about. I was precise. People understand, and all they want to do is help me. And so I will stop by back. I do have so much guts, whatever you want to call this, courage, and see if she gives me okay that she actually did met me um, with Americans and so on before. She and her husband, both of them. It's a couple that owns this jewelry business. Before, these people were in the center. I remember where the shop was. And in 2015, they moved to this location here. So, as a matter of fact, all the people that I know, they know me. All the people that I know that know me, and you're talking about these business people, store owners and stuff like this. When I see them going around, I'm gonna start to ask them if by any chance they remember me. Yeah, it's also the proper thing to do because they see me, they get to know me, identify me. You know, and so they have a time to think about, go over, see, and then decide what exactly they want to say. But as I went through the stores back and forth in every store, people were like super excited to see me. In some stores, they called me the names which they have given me even under MK Ultra when I go inside. Like, a broken backpack is coming and stuff like that. There was one guy over there that gave me this kind of name. He told me he's gonna give me this kind of name. Of course, in Polish they talk and they think that I don't understand and stuff like that. But of course, I understand because, you know, they told me in advance what's gonna be and so on. So, well, I guess they do know that I understand. They look at each other and they're nervous, and I was told on encounter they're going to be very, very nervous till this thing get actually done. That they will be very, very released once I do certain part of the town, because they know they're going to be in peace, and then another part of the town and so on. These people want to help. They want to help a lot, and I like it. I like this place because of the people. If it wasn't for the people, I wouldn't be here no more. Really not.
W tym miejscu nie. Nie, to jest ten miejscu? Nie. No my byliśmy tam dalej. Aha. Bardziej bliżej placu Kilińskiego. Byliśmy placu Kilińskiego? Tak. A ile lat ma ten sklep tutaj? Ten tutaj? Znaczy my tam działamy pewnie 5 lat. 5 lat? A tam będziemy 14. Aha.
On the other, here on this location, 5 years, and on the other location, 15, that's 20 years. Go figure out. Sometimes it goes to what, 99, something like this.
Nie ma tu, nie u was tu mieszkanie to w samym budynku, co? To jest mieszkanie z góry. Nie, ale wasze mieszkanie. Nie. Nie. Aha.
Not their apartment above. I was inside of this apartment, however, and I can already tell you there was a wall actually that they have changed even. There was a construction going on the apartment above, and this is the store right in front, Julie's store, right in front of the police station.
Dobrze. Ja byłem tu lata 2004.
Nothing. No, I disappointed, and so.
I 2004, 15, tak. Były tu. Dobrze. Bardzo dziękuję.
And I go. The Russian lie here was basically when you see these people, make sure that you remember, and we're gonna make sure that you understand it's gonna be exactly as I have suggested. What is it I was told by the police? In respect to this here, in respect to this street, I was told that there was so many lies that is impossible to count. Just wait and see, and you're gonna hear, and I will explain. But by the police alone, I was told that they messed with other parts of the town. We know this, but not exactly. Yeah, but not around the police station. Okay, so not around the police station. Fact of the matter is that police alone knew they messed around the police station. How do I know this? Well, there is a store they set me up also, where was an individual who was supposedly measuring his clothing, and he was also, he's a Polish guy, but he acted on behalf of the Russians, assisted the Russians with brainwash, gave me totally false information, pointed me out the wrong location where he lives at, that I should also go and identify him where he lives at. Police eventually traced him, Zgierz police, and they point me out his real location. You know what I mean? So you can't say again that I don't know what I'm talking about. They brainwashed a lot, and the police alone in Zgierz tried to help me out by correcting me with information on what they tried to distort. Some stuff they actually helped me out. How much they helped me out? They helped me out with this gentleman, and they helped me out with one alcohol shop, which that was a really heavy MK Ultra brainwash too. But should I be identifying businesses and people through what was, well, we are talking about from 2002 to 2019. We're talking about 17 years of changing construction, changing businesses, changing people, having Russians set up and false businesses, having Russians use old salespeople, old business owners to open new shops and stuff like this, having Russians use even ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, if you like, that's electroshocking and stuff like this, to brainwash with the stuff like this. And then I gotta really ask myself, we gotta really ask ourselves about, all this and all that. Who should recognize what? You see, that's why I want to do this, and I did this really good, and I'm done with it. I'm gonna do other stuff too, just so you're gonna see what was done to me and so on, but this should really send a signal to the UN and everybody else. I'm done with it. I'm beyond done with this stuff. Let's continue.
I must say this was done with a precision. The apartment right above.
I step out. I'm very disappointed.
Is where I was.
Very disappointed because of what happened in other locations.
You can hear the dropping probably. This is right in front of the police station. What? You can hear the dropping probably.
It's like coughing and
right
laughing.
In front of the police station. And this is what the Russians made quite a story about it.
I'm at the other location or other business.
co by chciał wiedzieć? Co by chciał wiedzieć? Popatrz, co by chciał popatrz. Tak, dziękuję.
The police lied that it was not done around the police station have obviously fallen apart to me. The reality opened to me. It became clear to me that they did. But I didn't know how much they did. I was just thinking about, we're gonna find out as we do the street how much they did. Soon it's gonna show exactly whether they did more or less. And so I continue from this on. Disappointed, really. But for whatever reason, not discouraged. Not discouraged for whatever reason.
Ja przepraszam Pani, ale ten sklep właśnie był tu 2005. Lata 2005. 2005. Był. Bardzo dziękuję. Dziękuję, nie?
Okay, I go all the way to 2005, and that is magnificent. Lady says, yes, it was.
This is a grocery shop. Really? And I often do exactly the same thing as they have done in the center of the town. They located shops like this, made a setup like this, right in front of the police station at the beginning of this.
Yes, I noticed that this jewelry shop was at the beginning of these businesses. They knew that I'm gonna start here. That's the obvious step. And so that also makes me wonder about the police, about all the officers. But the officer that I have mentioned, that is a really, really good officer. There's a few really, really good officers that I remember from MK Ultra, let's put it this way. The idea of setting up you at the beginning point before you go through the major area, through where definitely all the other stores are going to go through, is to basically destroy you mentally, basically to discourage you, to give you an idea that you are false about year, that you made a mistake, you're discouraged. You see, we were here in 2015 only, and you're talking about, you asked for 2005 and stuff like this. And so now you're going to be discouraged. On the next store, you're going to go and you're going to ask maybe for 2015 or something like this. So this is very, very difficult, but I was not discouraged, thanks God. And I got the green light from the lady for 2005. Next, let's go.
What I'm going through, and it's interesting how they had their people actually look into the apartment above, right under the building in the story they embedded. This is fascinating.
So that was 100% hit, 2005.
Ja bym sobie chciał wiedzieć o sklep. Przepraszam Pana. Widzieć, popatrz. Tylko popatrz. Uczę polskiego.
Just want to see your store, sir. That's all. Thank you.
Chciałbym zapytać jedną rzecz, proszę. Ten wasz sklep, co tutaj jest, że był u roku 2005. Ten sklep wasz, co jest, ta apoteka, ta farmaceutyczna.
Your pharmaceutical store, sir? Apotheca already was here in 2005, please. Let me explain. In this street, on the outside, everything is renovated, and even on the inside, as you step across the door, it's like difficult to know whether it's, if you would not be here, you would not know. Was it new? Is it old? What it is? You would definitely, you would not know. I tell you this right now. You have just heard me what happened over there right in front of the police station. You don't know nothing. You can have 2015 or you can have 2005, 2004, and so on, 2006. Anything you can have, you have in continuation is going to be a hairdresser store that is completely renovated on the inside, that it looks like it was made yesterday. This is the situation you're facing. And in fact, I have identified one, already was in 2006 there. I think I asked her then as I returned for 2000 and I don't know, 8, 2006, I don't know. But I did identify her, which was brilliant. And then I identified also other stores that this time I did not have a guts to question. But thanks to this pharmacist, you see this gentleman, sir, whom I have recognized you. You are the one you told me. And I thank you very much, because Russians, they try to brainwash. Yeah, in these stores, they try to brainwash too. And I was brought back, and it was this gentleman that took me out on the street, and he said, I just remember this stores again. What he did is he refreshed me. Sometimes in 2017 when they brought me from the Belarus again. These people worked so hard. From 2004 they worked so hard. From 2003, when we would go to Zgierz to identify businesses where we would start with this game, they tried so hard to help me out, these Zgierz people. You see why I'm here, why I want to stay here, why I like this community? I like this community a lot, because it's the best community ever I have seen. You, sir, I'm going to ask you next time if you remember me, if you remember me being with Americans and stuff like that. You were the one who pointed me out next few tours. That's why you have revived my memory in 2017. I really have to thank you.
No, to, że było tu lato 2005. No, bo ja by tylko chciał wiedzieć, co się zmieniło w Zgierzu.
I just would like to know what is new in Zgierz, and was it this already in 2005, please?
Jestem z Słowenii.
I'm from Slovenia and stuff like that.
Chciałbym tylko wiedzieć, co się zmieniło w Zgierzu. Był tu 2016 i by sobie chciał tylko mało wiedzieć. To mało wiedzieć. No, na zewnątrz jest obudowane, jest nowo, ne?
He said that is everything renovated and stuff like that.
To jest było 2005. Było, ne?
He tested me out to see how I know, how sure I am. They like to do that. And he goes and he tells me it was. Yes. He was the one, you were the one. This was the gentleman who was here all the time. And I'm really thankful. I thank you very much when I go out. You know, if you're watching this, I would love to say more to you, but it's a shocker for you when you see me like this. And it's the best for you to get a little bit idea about me, see me a little bit, me to see you a little bit, for you don't get scared. So we get a little bit touch for one another, we get used to one another a little bit like this. You know, and we go basically from there. This is how I feel about it, because I know that this is a different situation. This time people see me no longer under MK Ultra. Now they see me in real time. These people hope, pray God, that I would come up with the correct question so they can confirm me. But at the same time, they're nervous because they're nervous. I'm gonna ask them if they remember me and stuff like this. And this Kumar mosquito died now. And they feel that they wouldn't be able to say that we know you yet at this point in time, but at the same time they do want to help. So that's why I'm saying that next round when I'm going to be doing around Zgierz, I'm going to go to the people and start to ask them that kind of stuff too. Some people came forward with it, but I want more and more people, obviously. Video recordings about me would be very welcome, and American staff members, that would be like a beautiful thing. Two stores, 2005, beautiful. This one here, don't worry about it, I figured out, I think, yes, 2006. 2006. I did not identify when this, right at this point on May 2006, but eventually I returned later on, and I have audio recorded that too, 2006, and I asked her for 2008, but when I'm outside, I say 2006, whatever. So this is already excellent. Now this store is like marvelously clean, and I just also happen to know if I would have to go with the police, I would also point out what exactly was rearranged inside of this store, because the hairdress shop, this hairdress shop was changed enormously. This is like it would be open yesterday. So this is already 3 shops. I will provide audio recording for this. 3 shops already that I have went all the way to 2005, 2006. It's quite extraordinary. The next door, there are some other shops that I was not even interested in going there. Those shops are either 2015, 2017, something like this. I think they were in 2015 because of the gentleman pharmacist, because he was the one who reminded me again in 2017. And these guys are not here as long as we are. They are here since like 2015 and stuff like this. They changed ownerships. And there is another, okay, so that's basically 4, which also I have obtained the answer about this when I asked the hairdresser lady. She confirmed me exactly what I stated right now. And there is another one I have not asked that I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask. That's going to be 5, 100%, that I'm going to ask for year 2003. And that is like a place where it's like a trafika. Like here in Europe, they have like a small, like, if you would go somewhere like in the city, would be like a small, like a little small house, like a little small house where they would sell, let's say, like a bus tickets or something like this. But here what they do is they will sell you like this a lottery, they will sell you like journals, newspapers and stuff like this.